Radio Biafra 102.1 FM. Today is the 19th day of February 2024, and the time now is just 3 minutes past the hour of 5 in the holy and blessed land of Biafra. So I say welcome to you. I say good morning to you. Thank you for waking up with us. Thank you for joining us this early morning. My name is Sochima Mbanali. And it is an absolute pleasure to be with you here every morning on Radio Biafra. Thank you very much for waking up with us. Thank you very much for being part of this program this morning. Thank you very much for the time. This is usually not a very good time for for people to wake up in Nigeria. It is very, very early for most people to wake up. But the fact that you are awake at this time and that you are part of this program this morning, I do appreciate it. Now, as we begin this program, let us listen to this very interesting rendition by some of our elders. Please listen to this. I am sure you will enjoy it as much as I do. Yes, thank you very much for joining us. Thank you very much for being part of this program this wonderful morning. This is a Monday morning, the 19th of February, 2024, and the time now is 8 minutes past the hour of 5 in the holy and blessed land of Biafra. The song I had just played was from our elders who chanted songs that very morale boosting songs. They said you cannot win Mazi Nnamdi, despite all the Python dances, despite all the billions that you have spent. You cannot defeat Mazi Nnamdi, you cannot defeat IPOB. And that is where we stand. That is why we are here. That is why we are doing this job. That is why we wake up here on this radio to listen to the good news, to be able to conscientize ourselves, to be able to motivate ourselves. Remember that one person cannot, they say one tree does not make a forest. One tree does not make a forest. It is because of the job that you are doing. It is because of the job that I am doing. That is why we have gotten as far as we have gotten. I mean, look at how far we have come since 3 years now. Look at how far we have come. If at this moment you find any reason to be afraid or to shake, then look how far we have come, and pat yourself on the back and say, we have come a long way. And all thanks to the Directorate of States of the Indigenous People of Biafra, the ESN, and every principal officer, everybody who is serving in one way or the other to ensure that this project sees its conclusion, that it gets to the point of conclusiveness. And therefore, I want to thank every single person. You know that this is Sunrise and we are streaming live on Facebook. We are streaming on Radio Biafra on Facebook as well as Radio Biafra Motherland on Facebook. We are also live on various apps like IPOB Community Radio and Radio Biafra. These are low data usage apps that you can download from any app store. All you need to do is just search for Radio Biafra. Also search for IPOB Community Radio and you will download this. You can also join us by visiting our website on ipob.org and radiobiafra.co. If you are anywhere in Biafra land and in some parts of the zoo, you can tune in by going to 102.1 FM on your transistor radio. Therefore, I encourage you to join this our march to mental emancipation by sharing this information with every single person that you can. Share this information with people. Do not forget to like and follow us on our various platforms on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, etc. This is Radio Biafra. And once more this morning, I call for the immediate release of Mazi Nnamdi. Despite all the Python dances, despite all the troubles, despite all the chaos that Nigeria government have caused, Mazi Nnamdi is still winning. Because Mazi Nnamdi did not commit any crime. Mazi Nnamdi did not commit any crime. Therefore, he cannot lose. What is there to lose when he did not commit any crime? Therefore, I call on Nigeria government to obey the ruling of various courts of competent jurisdiction, which declared the abduction and continued incarceration of our leader illegal and a crime against humanity. Mazi Nnamdi, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, was abducted from Kenya by Nigeria government on the 19th of June 2021. And Mazi Nnamdi was tortured in Kenya for 8 days, after which he was forcefully brought into Nigeria. And since then, he has been unlawfully held in the dungeon of the DSS in Abuja. You may recall that on the 20th of July 2022, the United Nations Working Group on Arbitrary Detention declared that the extraordinary rendition of Mazi Nnamdi is a violation of international human rights conventions, and also ordered his immediate and unconditional release. It is such a shame that Nigeria government has continued to jettison this opinion. They have continued to snub it, just like they have done to the ruling of various courts in Nigeria. The ruling of various courts in Nigeria that discharged and acquitted Mazi Nnamdi. Instead, the Nigeria government has pursued every effort to inflict severe physical and psychological torture on this innocent man. I want to take you back to the 14th day of September 2017, when the Nigeria government invaded the house of this innocent man in an attempt to assassinate him. The Nigeria government invaded the house of Mazi Nnamdi in order to assassinate him, his home at Afaruku Ibeku. Despite the case of Mazi Nnamdi being in their own court, they still invaded his house to kill him. Thankfully, Mazi Nnamdi managed to escape, but the Nigeria government ended up killing at least 28 people in his home. They did not leave it just there. The Nigeria government then trailed him to Kenya, where they abducted him in 2021. And since then, Mazi Nnamdi has been going through severe torture in the hands of the zoo government. Now, this is the part where I ask you, what crime did Mazi Nnamdi commit? What crime did this man commit? Because we all know this is an innocent man who saw Nigeria for exactly what it is, a crime against humanity. The continued existence of Nigeria is a crime against humanity. In a bid to ensure the survival of our race, Mazi Nnamdi started creating awareness. He started conscientizing us. He started liberating us from the shackles of slavery, from the shackles of death. And then he informed us about the hellhole that Nigeria is and the disaster that is coming to it. And if the government of Nigeria is really interested in any way in preventing these words, these wise words of Mazi Nnamdi, they would have put plans into motion in order to ensure that Nigeria does not nosedive into the mess that it is into today. But no, they did not. Rather, they sought for his life. Rather, they pursued him because they are more interested in the disintegration of Nigeria. They are more interested in the nosedive of Nigeria. They are more interested in the destruction of Nigeria than any other person. Nigeria politicians are interested in the explosion of Nigeria than anybody else. Do not doubt that for a moment. And the reason I said this is it's everywhere. A government that derives joy in abducting people, in breaking international laws. A government that derives joy in saying one thing while doing the other. A government that is a democratic government, that claims to be a democratic government but behaving in undemocratic ways, in a feudal manner. How can that government be, how can such a country be sustainable? Nigeria is a contraption, and therefore I am calling for the immediate release of Mazi Nnamdi and the immediate release of all Biafrans that are being tortured in several detention facilities of the Nigeria government. The truth of the matter is that Nigeria is not helping the interest of Nigerians. Nigeria is not for the benefit of Nigeria. Rather, it is for the benefit of the slave masters, the slave traders. And we know that Britain is the highest slave trader, and today that slave trade still continues. Nigeria serves as a testament to the continued existence of slavery. I mean, what else is there when a man who is campaigning for the rights of the people to be observed, the rights of the people to be observed, is abducted and called a terrorist, when those who are actual terrorists, who are killing, rampaging, abducting, raping people, are treated like champions? They have been called that they are warriors. That's what they have been called, warriors. Whereas those who champion the cause of the people are called terrorists. You can now imagine that Nigeria is not sustainable. Nigeria cannot function. Therefore, Nigeria is a threat to the security of lives. Nigeria is a threat to the security of properties. Nigeria is a threat to the security of trade. in that region and in Africa as a whole. I must begin by bringing it to your attention, our people, that we have been cautioned to stay away from those who are organizing protests in the name of Nigeria and in the name of solving Nigeria problems, because we understand that Nigeria problems cannot be solved. The problem of Nigeria cannot be solved by protest. Rather, they understand how the solution of the Nigerian problem can be fixed, and they are against the fixing of the solving of the Nigerian problem. And the man who presented the solution to the Nigerian problem is in the DSS dungeon. And those who are calling for a protest, they have not protested for the release of this man, because the release of this man is the simple solution to the Nigerian problem. You don't need to go protesting and saying, oh, money is this and that and that. No, protest for the release of this man who gave Nigeria the solution, the blueprint to solving your problems. All your problems will disappear as soon as this man is out. So we have been warned to stay away from those organizing protests in the name of Nigeria and solving Nigeria problems. This is as some people whose agenda is not known are planning and calling upon everyone to join them in protesting. These same people have watched the government abduct us. They have watched the government abduct and kill our loved ones. They have watched as our organs are harvested and being sold in the black market, being sold in the Nigerian market. They have watched the Nigerian government knock down our houses while they clapped. They have laughed while the government burnt and demolished our businesses. They have actually called on the government not to release our leaders. Any Biafran who is interested in being part of such protests have been asked to go to the north or to the west to join them, not in the east, because this could be a ploy by these haters of our people to try to destabilize our land and destroy all the gains that we have made so far in the control of insecurity in our land. You are advised to report those who are planning to destabilize our land through this protest to the leadership of IPOB through their inquiry lines. I must ask you to ensure that you make report of such. Utilize the lines, the opportunity that has been provided for you, and contribute to the well-being of your nation. Contribute to the well-being of your nation, the Biafra, the great Biafra nation. Anybody calling for protest is not in line with what we are doing. Anybody calling for a protest, which is in line with the Nigerian program, is just trying to bring distraction to what we are doing. And you must report such to the leadership for such to be tackled. So I will go ahead and play this clip again, this music again. I enjoy this music, and I am sure you do as well. Let me play this music again before we really get into today's affairs. I did say that today we'll talk about the food stock that was stopped from coming into other parts of the country from Niger State. The person I was supposed to bring in, I was unable to have a conversation with him concerning the issue for us to rub minds together and understand each other. So we have to move it, we have to postpone it, but it will be very soon. And I hope that all of us can partake of it, because we have experienced this firsthand. Today, they are saying it is not going to any other part of the country, but we can be very aware of those who are the real targets. We can also monitor other directions that food is traveling to, and monitor if our land, we are the only people that are being affected. And it doesn't even matter what their plans are. The truth of the matter is that we are self-sufficient, and we can be self-sufficient for as long as we want. And the time to prove that we haven't been just sleeping, that time is now. We must prove ourselves. They can keep their foods. I mean, these are foods they even buy. They do not even produce these things. The few people who produce it, they have brought in their terrorists to chase them out of the land. Because they do not care about you. They do not care about me. They do not care whether any Nigerian is just a problem to them. So all they care about is the destruction of Nigerians. But let us listen to this clip again as we move ahead with our programs today. There. Yes, welcome back. The information from the song is that they cannot win this battle against Mazi Nnamdi, this battle against IPOB, this battle against Biafrans. All of us, we are in this battle together. All Biafrans, we are in this together. Therefore, I call upon you guys to support the Eastern Security Network. These are people who are doing wonderfully well to ensure that our land is safe, to ensure that we can plant our crops, to ensure that we can go to the farms, we can go to the market, that to ensure that our land is safe from these invaders. You see that they invade the land and then they stop food from getting into your own land. And this is despite the fact that Nigeria ranks 109 out of 125 countries in the Global Hunger Index. This is despite this fact, but and you must also understand that it is the government policy. It is not as if the people are just doing whatever they want to do, stopping. No, no, no. It is government that is ensuring this policy, not just ordinary people. So this is very, very important for us to understand what is happening here. Let me read you this information. This says Global Hunger Index, Nigeria ranks 109 out of 125 countries. 94% of Nigerians are unable to afford healthy meals. 94% of Nigerians are able to afford healthy meals. And let me read this a bit for you. And it says the 2023 Global Hunger Index ranked Nigeria 109 out of 125 countries, indicating serious hunger level, with an estimated 26.5 million Nigerians projected to face acute hunger in 2024. Now, in continuation, let us leave this here. We'll talk about this tomorrow. Hopefully, we'll have enough people indicate their interest in being part of the conversation tomorrow concerning the blockade of food to other parts of Nigeria. I just wanted to point this out, bring this information out, so that we look at it and look at the policies and the way that the Nigeria government operates and see that this is a deliberate effort. The way Nigeria government operates is a deliberate effort in order to impoverish Nigerians. Now, let us look at recent events happening in Nigeria in order to prove to you that this is a deliberate effort. Let us start with this news. It says, Knox as Tinubu spotted sleeping at 37th AU summit in Addis Ababa. And this is Tinubu, the president of the country that is supposed to solve the problems of the country. The man who came into the position of a president under questionable circumstances. The video is out there of how the election was highly rigged, very irregular, and nothing was done. I mean, even before the courts was able to really do something, what is it called again? ECOWAS already forced him on the people. So you can now understand the gravity of the problem. You understand that the problem is not just in Nigeria. The problem goes outside the borders of Nigeria. Now, they are not interested in fixing Nigeria. They are more interested in sustaining the unsustainable Nigeria, in sustaining the unsustainable Nigeria. It says Knox as Tinubu spotted sleeping at 37th AU summit in Addis Ababa. Chief Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who utilized taxpayers' fund for his journey to Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, to partake in the 37th ordinary session of the African Union AU heads of state and government, has drawn attention for being observed sleeping during the summit. And this is a country, this is a president coming from a country that is being ravaged by hunger, where 94% of Nigerians are unable to afford healthy meals, where 94% of Nigerians are unable to afford healthy meals. Now, he went to Addis Ababa to a 2-day meeting summit in AU, which the theme is 2024 Educate an African Fit for the 21st Century. He went there only to sleep. Now, how will such a person have the kind of education, the kind of information to transform the economy from a hunger-ridden economy to the food basket of West Africa or of whatever? It's just a food basket where people can eat, at least satisfy themselves, even if they don't have to export, at least satisfy themselves. How can that be when such a person is sleeping? This is because these people are not committed to ensuring that a solution to the Nigerian problem is implemented. If they were committed to such, they would not have abducted an innocent man who offered them a solution. They would not have gone to the land that they went to in order to abduct Mazi Nnamdi for offering them a solution. What solution did Mazi Nnamdi offer them? Implement democracy. You say you practice democracy, whereas what's your output shows that you are not practicing democracy. Then Mazi Nnamdi said, democracy cannot function when the principles that you are using are not democratic. You cannot say you are going to the democracy you are practicing is going to function when you are applying principles different from the principles of democracy. You either apply democratic principles in a state of democracy for it to function, or you do not. Or you say completely, we are not practicing democracy, we are practicing a feudal system, we are practicing autocracy, we are practicing whatever. Then the people will know, okay, this is actually what is being practiced. But you cannot say that your democratic country will be sustainable, whereas you are not practicing democratic principles. That was just what Mazi Nnamdi said and offered them a solution. These are the principles in order to make your country function. But they said, no, we do not want it. We'd rather have you in jail so that you cannot so that you will not tell more people about how to make the country better. Why are they doing that? Because they are psychologically terrorizing the people. We have been having this conversation since a couple of days now about the impact of the psychological impact of Nigeria on Nigerians. We have been having this conversation for a couple of days now. If you are just joining us, please go back to our programs. We started on Saturday on this topic, and today is Monday. we are here to bring it to a conclusive end. And remember that during the course, we did get to a conclusion that poverty is also a contributing factor. And of course, we all know that a hungry man is an angry man, and this is the reason why they are not interested in learning new ways of ensuring that the poverty and the hunger, the 94% of Nigerians who are hungry, who are unable to provide food for themselves, can be able to do that. No, they are not interested, because Nigeria is designed by design. Nigeria is designed to ensure that people do not survive, that it implodes, and that Nigerians are caught up in the process of that implosion. That is the design of Nigeria. And we did say that we did explore the impacts, the different impacts that Nigeria is having on Nigerians. We did also explore various psychological challenges that Nigerians are living on a daily from experiences. We did say that the impact are low self-esteem, mental health issues, low life expectancy. And we did talk about low self-esteem. Somebody trying to sell another person's story about himself. Someone like, let me give you this. Many people have said that the story in the Bible is not an original story of Romans. And even the Romans, they have confirmed that that is not their original story. And that goes back to show you that you must be able to have a low self-esteem to be able to sell another person's story as your story. And even while selling it, you do not want to properly say that this isn't my story, but you just change the names and sell it as your story. You will also have serious low self-esteem to be able to be racist against another person, because it takes somebody who doesn't like themselves not to like somebody else. If you love yourself, you love the next person next to you. It is just as simple as that. And then it will also take somebody who is suffering from low self-esteem to be able to force another person to have low self-esteem. And that is what has happened. And then Africans today, especially Nigerians, are suffering from low self-esteem. And these they have fully implemented using the Nigerian system. The Nigerian system has created people of low self-esteem, people who go out there selling stories of a wonderful Nigeria, knowing fully well that they are telling those stories hungry, knowing fully well that 94% of Nigerians go to bed hungry, knowing fully well that their government is not committed to ensuring a successful story for the Nigerian people. That is why their government goes to summits and sleeps. This is not the first time, neither is it the second time. I mean, the president would say to them, why would he not sleep if during his campaign, the campaign that brought him into the position, he slept all through the campaign? So why shouldn't he sleep now? Why shouldn't he sleep now? That's what I'm sure that's what he's asking himself. Why shouldn't he sleep now? And it is also low self-esteem that is keeping Nigerians from totally emancipating themselves, because people feel that they are not enough. People feel, because they've been taught all through their lives that you are not enough. It had to take somebody from Britain to come and give a river that is just right there next to you a name. It takes somebody from Britain to come and even discover the river right next to you and give it a name. It took somebody from Britain to come and stop the killing of twins in your land. It took someone from Britain to come and show you God, even though you answer the name of God. It took someone from Britain to come and tell you, hey, somebody actually created this universe, even though that you name your cities in the name of somebody who created the universe. So that is the story that they are trying to tell you, and that is the story that the educational system has been used to tell you. Now, when you go out to the world even tells you a different story, tell you, oh, Nigeria, giant of Africa. And then you have identity crisis because you're coming from a place where you understand that you are nobody. The country has told you that you're a nobody and you have bought it. And you have your low self-esteem. And now you go out there and they're telling you about the giant of Africa. You have identity crisis and you don't even know where to begin. Therefore, you find a way to adapt into any situation, into any society that you have found yourself. Therefore, you become assimilated. You give birth to children. Your children will never come back. When they come back, they stay a day, mosquito bites, and they are even almost dead. They say they don't want to come back again. They want to travel. And you come home, you marry at home. You say, oh, let me marry from home so that my children tomorrow, they will come back when I'm old. Somebody will look after me. And you marry at home. You find out that you, even to come back at 80, you cannot. Because how will you leave a good place and come to a place that there is no life? That this place is taking out life from its people. I was having a conversation with somebody the other day, and she was saying to me that, oh, I'm trying not to travel overseas because I want to get my child raised in Nigeria for up to a certain age so that he can come back. And I laughed. I said to him, do you know how many 80-something-year-olds, I first started by saying, how many people have you seen, older people that you've seen, that are living in America, in Europe, in wherever, and they are old, they say, oh, let us come back home. How many? And then tell me how many older people in Nigeria, perhaps retired people and all of that, who are now beginning to travel. How many? You will now see that it doesn't matter how many years you spent in Nigeria. When you leave Nigeria, you understand that there is life. You begin to breathe proper air. Why would you want to go to a place to suffocate yourself? That is why we are here making sure that the zoo comes to an end so that out of that dust, we can be able to create something that can allow us to breathe. We talked about the mental health issues as a consequence of Nigeria, the psychological challenges that Nigeria is posing on Nigerians. Talking about how poverty affects the mind, how poverty is a disease of the mind, and how it contributes to a high rate of mental disorders such as depression, such as anxiety, such as substance abuse. We talked about chronic stress, where people now, they no longer even take care of what the cause of the stress. They lash out on others, just people around them. They lash out on people around them because of the chronic stress that Nigeria poses to them. And we also talked about low life expectancy, talking about individuals living in poverty, often facing higher likelihood of premature death. We did not even put in line the question where organ harvesting is sanctioned by the state. I mean, the police are there harvesting organs. You have a governor in Imo State today who recruited somebody that was expelled from one of their security networks. Somebody that was expelled from the police. And then he recruited the person back into the police and brought the person into Imo State to kill and harvest organs. We're talking about Tiger Base in Imo State being a center for organ harvesting. We're talking about Sazokozo being a harvesting an area where Nigeria police are harvesting organs. Tiger Base is also Nigeria security, Nigeria police harvesting organs. We talk about Nigeria Army being part and parcel of the protection of terrorists, Fulani herdsmen. We talk about all of these things. We talk about the abduction of people. We talk about 5 people dying daily from just one detention facility in Okuzo South. Just one place. 5 people being killed by the cops, by the police, those who are supposed to protect the lives of Nigerians. Then you understand the psychological impact of Nigeria on Nigerians. It is not something that we must take for granted. It is important that all of us understand, especially Nigerians who are still proudly going around talking about being the giant of Africa, still being proud about those who are going out there promoting this picture of Nigeria. You understand AFCON, what happens with AFCON, with football and all what you have. Nigeria government will not promote you. They will not help you. They will not even build facilities to allow you to grow. But when you struggle and get yourself to the point where you become recognizable, and the international communities, they come for you, they buy you and say, oh, come play for us and what have you. Nigeria government come and say, oh, AFCON, come and play. And then you come back to play. Why? Because you lack identity. You need somebody to, you are suffering from one of these, issues that I talked about, which is low self-esteem. You're suffering from low self-esteem. That is why you will go to represent a country that doesn't care about you, a country that does not identify with you, a country that derives joy in pushing you down, a country that you should not even be proud of identifying, a country that you did not name, your ancestors did not name, a name that came out of slavery, a name that came out of slavery, and you find people who are playing there. And the worst is that you still find people who are busy supporting, who are busy saying, oh, we are fans, we are watching, and all of that. It is because people have low self-esteem. People are trying to find their identity. People do not know who they are. And that is the impact of Nigeria on Nigerians. Now, let us conclude by continuing on the coping mechanisms. Remember, yesterday we did speak about one of the coping mechanisms. We said that coping mechanisms are the strategies that people use in order to manage the situation that they have found themselves, especially the psychological suppression, psychological subjugation that they have found themselves. They therefore try to find a strategies that they can use to manage the problems that they have found themselves. And yesterday we spoke about one. We spoke about acceptance and adaptability. We said that people readily in Nigeria accept the condition for what it is, and they have adapted. That is why people become a useful tool. They have now become a useful tool. Look at your life. What are you? Look at the AFCON I mentioned earlier, the football players. What are they? They are useful tools. I love watching UFC. I love watching UFC. And there are these two guys who represent Nigeria. Now they are three who represent Nigeria in UFC. World renowned, people who are known all over the world for UFC. And they are flying the flag of Nigeria, flying the flag that is busy harvesting the organs of their people, flying the flag that is, Usman is from somewhere in the north. He's from the north, somewhere from the north, but look at his land being ravaged. He's there flying the flag of Nigeria. And you tell me that is not a symbol of low self-esteem. I wish these guys can understand the mess that they are in by flying that flag. One of my favorites, he has taken a break now. I love watching his fights. He goes to show you the power of being a Nigerian, being one of those who are from that area, the indigenous people living in Nigeria, the power, the strength that they have. That guy reminds me of what it means to come from that area, to be originally from that area, to be indigenous to that area. And imagine how far Israel Adesanya could have gone without this Nigerian tag on him. Imagine how far. Only the stress of Nigeria is enough to pull anybody down. Only that stress of Nigeria. Only that. But sometimes because of the way Nigeria has been sold out there, we want to identify with it, the largest, the giant and what have you. Those who call you the giant of Africa, they know that your country is not the giant. They know. Whether a ordinary man on the street, they know Nigeria is not. They know Nigeria is nothing. They even despise Nigeria. So why are we identifying as that? Why have we accepted that tag? Why have we accepted that, this is our condition, that we have no power? Why have we accepted it? That is because we accepted it. We have now adapted to it. Why? Do you even understand that you have accepted it to begin with? I'm talking to Nigerians, those who go around talking about being Nigerians. Do you understand that accepting that you're a Nigerian means you have accepted what Nigeria has to offer you and you have adapted to it. I mean, look at NSAS when it happened. People adapted so quickly to it. Look at money rising. The next thing you find people doing videos and saying, "Oh, hey, no matter what, people will survive." Even so that even those who have not adapted, they can now further promote adaptability so that people can easily adapt. So that people can easily adapt. People find creative ways to overcome whatever side of their brain that is saying to them, you know what, this is not fit for you. This is not human. This is inhuman. You shouldn't be living in such a situation. They find creative ways in order to overcome such a voice. Are you one of those who finds creative ways in order to overcome such? You find things that you say like, Niger, if you fit survive for Niger, if it survive for anywhere. You know, all of those things that people find ways, creative things to say, to do in order to keep living in slavery. Because you have accepted, because you have adapted. You do not want to overcome those obstacles. That is why you have created a reason for you to continue. That is one of the things you find, one of the problems that you see on people who have been mentally subjugated. When you are mentally subjugated, you find a way to shape yourself into whatever shape that the mental picture you have been given to. People have accepted their position. And today, people are not rising up in the north in as much as, oh, they say food. Do you understand that in Niger State, Niger that stopped food from going to other countries, people there are still dying of hunger. Do you understand? And they are using the excuse of those who are dying of hunger to say, because of that, we are not taking the food to other places, which is a lie. Because those foods are not even being produced there. They are being imported there. Even the what is it called? I'm telling you that this is a national project of the Nigeria government. This is not just Niger State. This is a national project of the Nigerian government. And I'm telling you this because if you go and search online now, you find news of the what is it called? These people at the borders. How they have been stopping food from coming in. And they are talking about what do you think is going to happen when there is so much poverty and there is no food? What do you think is going to happen? And you have a porous border. People will be smuggling food in. You are even supposed to allow people smuggle food in to help your masses, the people that will that are contributing to the economy, the manpower. How can they contribute to the economy when they have not eaten? They do not want Nigeria economy to develop. They do not want Nigeria to progress. They want Nigerians steadily on the ground, steadily being suppressed so that they can take over their lands. And I am telling you, believe you me, this is a national project. The economic strangulation of Nigerians is a national project. This food being stopped from coming into Nigeria, this is a national project, and it is just beginning. It is just beginning. Those who say they crop food, they harvest food and they farm and all of that. Why is there hunger so much in their land? Why am I reading reports today that says that people are actually migrating in droves from the north to the south? If you guys are the food producers of the country, why then is that the case? It is because they are not. They are not. And today, they are having a national project of further impoverishing you. Now, one of the coping mechanisms, let us leave acceptance and adaptability, because that is a topic on its own. It can take us the entire day, entire week even, to talk about how our behaviors shows that we have accepted and we have adapted to the situation. For instance, let me give you this last excuse, this last reason, before we go into the next one, because my excuse is that it is something that you can see by yourself, you can witness by yourself. You find out that most Nigerians don't want to talk about the Nigerian problem. Most of them do not want to talk about it. Look at your politicians that came to you and said to you, vote during election. Now they are quiet. I'm talking about the celebrities you have. These are politicians. Look at your pastors. They are all talking about nonsense. Totally different. Look at Nigerians, even those who travel overseas. They don't want to talk about Nigeria. They don't even want to read news about Nigeria. They have accepted and they have found ways to adapt. Now, let's go to number two. Number two is Nigerians now create social support networks. They create social support networks. You find, like I said, people coming on social media creating what do you call it, contents that allows others to indulge themselves and forget their sorrow, forget whatever the killings going on. And things are happening in Nigeria every day. Every day. They create this platform where they gossip, talk about irrelevant things. Even today, you find out that, what's his name? This Pete Edochie's son comes out and he's creating one drama with this woman or the next. And the next day, what is his name? Emeka, whatever. The guy, actor. He's there. He found out that, oh, family drama actually works. Oh, relationship drama works. Why won't relationship drama work when the relationship has plummeted in Africa, when family ties, what makes a family is no longer there. This is we have a lot to talk about here. There is religion destroyed our family ties. Go and read Chinua Achebe's book. He said it. He said they have brought a knife, they've plunged a knife into what held us together as a family. Look at Africa. We are no longer, the relationship does not last like it used to. People will say, oh, it is a development. No, it is not. It is not. There is nothing that is happening today there is no development that will come and will say, oh, it is because of, no. Life has always been about improvement. Things has always improved. It has always been like that with life. You understand? It's just that your ideas have changed. Your ideas have changed. They have sold a dummy to you. They have sold something that is not real to you, and now it's affecting your relationships. That is why your content creators even now profit from it. They know that talking about the problems in their relationship, you want to listen. You want to listen as a form of entertainment because you know there is no solution they bring in even to you. So you just want to be entertained. And everybody is going through relationship. Almost everybody is going through relationship issues because of what have been sold to us. You find wives who are seeing their general overseer as their Lord. Somebody was telling me, I finished online, was it yesterday or the day before yesterday? And somebody said to me, when I was listening to you, as soon as I was done listening to you, I went online and the thing I saw was this pastor and the church member who, the pastor was beating the church member and saying, don't you know I'm your general overseer? Don't you know I'm your this and that? And this is a married woman. And she was saying, yes, I will not leave the church. Even if you beat me, I will not leave the church. And the man said, yes, why should you? And it was just crazy. I can't really tell you how the story went, but it simply shows you that relationships are dysfunctional these days. A married woman, the husband is somewhere watching. There are lots in front. I'm talking about something happening in front of the whole congregation, beating a woman in front of the whole congregation. And the woman was saying, yes, Papa, yes, Father, yes, whatever. Do you think that woman has regards for her husband? Do you think that woman is like Sarah? They go to the church, they learn about Sarah, Abraham, and Sarah calling the husband my Lord. Do you think that woman would do that, would behave like Sarah called the husband my Lord? No, because this has destroyed what relationship is to us. And today they are even bringing more destruction. They are bringing the issue of homosexuality in, and people are still, the more you stick in their religion, the more you are buying whatever they are selling. And tomorrow you start saying, no, it's okay. Do not judge. It's okay. and therefore you have changed your moral values in the way they want you to. And maybe one day, I'm not saying there's anything bad with moral values and whatnot or what they are doing. No, 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 no. You are not even God. I'm not God. I don't even know how the rules that this the general rules that this world is meant to function in. But we understand one that functions for us. And one that works for us is what it's always about the general consensus, not to force something on people and make sure that they obey what you're saying. And that is very wrong. And that is the point of what is happening now in religion and forcing whatever on people. That is wrong. If you go to, say, for instance, South Africa supports it, then you respect them because it is their decision. Their law allows it. You respect them. There is nothing wrong with that. You respect them because that is what they have chosen to do. But you cannot force people to do it. Now that is wrong. It's like me forcing them to say, no, do not do this. And I force them with the barrel of the gun. Now that is very, very wrong. We must understand that. So they have created social support in order to maintain their strong commitment in overcoming, in adapting, in accepting and adapting to whatever situation that they are facing. This is one of the coping mechanisms of people who are going through psychological challenges. You build relationships with people who you know are this person, funny person. And when you look at that funny person, the things he says doesn't contribute to your life in any way. He just keeps saying things that doesn't contribute to your life in any way. You build relationship with family members who only make you happy, make you forget your trouble, not those who open up your minds. You build relationships with friends who just want you to know the happening places, not those who open up your minds. They build relationship with, they use community resources in order to, we are doing empowerment. And what is the empowerment? They bring out 100,000 naira and they put in football and people go there, entertain themselves and forget their sorrows, and that is it. The time that people come back from all corners of the world that people are supposed to sit down and have a conversation, they don't. They stay in their field cheering. Yay! Is a go. Some people even fight over it. Villages, brothers even fight over it. They use your resources, your community resources in order to create such, instead of providing support for you, instead of using that money to say, okay, even if it is one person in this community, that we must use this to start up a business for, not even outside, just in this community. Let's us use this money and develop a place where this person will be, if your community is probably close to the river, close to wherever, okay, buy fishes and something as small as that, buy, even if it's ube, sell something as little as that, contribute in one way or the other to the development. But no, because the people are going through psychological issues, they need an outlet to express themselves, and they give you an outlet to express yourself and to discourage you from having a conversation with people who, that is the time that everybody is gathered. Have a reasonable conversation. No, you are distracted from doing that. And then they create these groups where you go to social media and all of that. These groups that gives you a sense of belonging. I remember in Nigeria, they create a lot of groups that talks about, all they do is talk about, what is it called again? What are these people called again? You know, those people who tell you everything is possible and not really give you any help, any way of making those things possible. They just tell you, believe it, and all of that. Lots of that. You join, you belong into one of those groups, and just as for a sense of belonging. Look at cultism. People just want to belong. They just want to belong. Why? Because of mental, psychological problems that Nigeria has caused. And then finally, I want to talk about, okay, not finally, we have two more coping mechanisms that people who are going through psychological problems develop. And another is religion. I will open up the lines very soon, and so that we can have a conversation. This is a very long topic, and I just try to take things easy so that we can go on our own and think on these things. Religion and spirituality is also another way of religion. Let me leave it at religion, because spirituality is totally different from religion. So religion is another way of it is another way of coping, finding a way to cope. It is a very serious coping mechanism. When you look at the countries with the most number, with the higher in poverty, countries that are higher in poverty, you find out that most of those countries are very highly religious, because religion offers you a sense of belonging. It offers you social support network. It offers you acceptance, which is a sense of belonging. And it offers you comfort. So basically, religion offers you hope and comfort. And there is nothing wrong with these things, having hope and having comfort. But on what basics? Are you having false hope? Are you having false comfort? Are you comforting yourself for nothing? For nothing that you should seriously cry about and take care of it? Are you being comforted, being given hope for a hopeless situation, a situation you know that you cannot fix, just like Nigeria? You are being given hope as the giant of Nigeria. You go outside, you fly the flag of Nigeria high, whereas you understand that Nigeria is irredeemable. You understand that Nigeria is unworkable. But because of that hope, because of that sense of belonging, you go out there, you want comfort, you want to belong, you want to be part of that. That is what religion does. Religious beliefs and practices can provide a sense of meaning and purpose, even when you do not see that purpose, when you do not see the meaning, when you don't see the effect of what you are doing physically happening. When you do, you keep praying, what's the prayer of that pastor? He went to somewhere in Europe and was praying for winter to become summer. And then the other one said the Ukraine and Russia war will stop in how many days? I don't know. All these people and their crazy prayers. And it just provides you a sense of meaning and purpose. When you can see that this thing you've been doing is not changing. Your grandfathers did it and nothing happened, and it's still the same thing. But religion says to you, without season, keep doing it. Without season, don't change, don't waver. Once you waver, it's gone. Once you don't pay money, it's gone. They give you conditions and give you a purpose, something that you have to keep doing every single day until you die. That is a purpose. They give you that purpose of, no, this is the way. So when you do it today and it doesn't work, they tell you, don't worry, your time is not the time of God. You don't sit back and calculate and say, actually, actions are supposed to be reciprocated. They are supposed to be effective. No, they tell you, no, your time is not the time of God. And then you keep living in ignorance. You keep going there every single day, because every single day becomes worse. And you still go there, rely on them for solace. You rely on them for comfort. And you never stop. You keep going back there because they have offered you the only place that gives you acceptance, that gives you a social network support, and that gives you hope. Purpose. Keeps you busy. That is purpose. A misguided purpose that keeps you busy every single day. So we are still talking about the effects of Nigeria, the psychological effects of Nigeria on Nigerians. And the more we get to understand people, the more we can relate with them better. The more Nigerians can be able to relate with each other. If this information, we can allow Nigerians to really sit down and listen to it, then they can be able to relate with each other better. You understand that there are people who would just listen to this program and not even share it. And every day they are listening. But there is not a single effort that they are making. Not a single effort. Maybe they are ashamed of wanting change. They are ashamed of trying to better themselves because you have adapted. You have found a way to adapt to the Nigerian situation. And that leads to self-care. Self-care. You cannot take care of yourself properly until you understand fully yourself. Until you understand yourself fully, you cannot take care of yourself. And thing is, the Nigerian system, the psychological impact is that you want to take care of yourself, but you do it wrongly. That is why every single boy is jumping into the next money-making scheme. Every single woman is jumping into the next money-making scheme just because they want to take care of themselves. And you know what? It is always a misguided a line, because you must understand that mental health is more important than any other. You first take care of your mind before the body, because the mind controls the body. The body is important. The mind is important. There is always a scale. The mind is number one. You find people eat 3 times a day, but they don't even read 3 times a day. You find people eat 3 times a day. When they see a billboard, they pass. They don't even want to read a billboard. They don't even want to read a billboard. They don't put their mind through mental exercise. Then how do you think your body will function? How do you think your body will function? Self-care, it includes engaging in activities that makes you happy. Not the ones, because the fact that self-care involves engaging in activities that makes you happy, it becomes easy for one to now, those who are psychologically impaired as a result of Nigeria, to engage in one that makes them happy, forgetting that this happiness is just a blur. This is not real. This is only temporary. How can that be self-care? How can you be happy temporarily? You understand that repetition is enough to make the problem even bigger. That reputation is enough to make the problem bigger. It is better that you're sad and you face it one time and you solve it. Being sad for a point, being in a negative situation for a point will force you to find a solution. It will force you to find a solution. But being sad and then you get a little dose of happiness, and then you get sad, you get a little dose of happiness, it keeps you in that circle. You keep being in that circle. You think you are taking care of yourself by that 1 second of happiness, that second of excitement. No, you are still in that circle. So now I will open up the line so that we can really have a conversation about this, what we are talking about. You can call in and let us know what you think. Let us know how we can better manage ourselves and how we can better take away ourselves from this mental subjugation that Nigeria has caused. And as we go forward, you can tell us what you think, especially about what is happening in the news, and then let us take it from there. While I am waiting for your call, let me read this news for you. While I am waiting for your calls, let me read this news for you. Okay, I haven't actually given you the number, have I? Okay, let me quickly give you the numbers while I bring you news about why and how Nigeria is doing what it is doing. If you want to be part of this program, all you need to do is dial +27 +27 78 plus 2778 064 5457 plus 2778 0645457. And remember that today is the 19th of February 2024, and the time now is 13 minutes past the hour of 6 in the holy and blessed land of Biafra. This program is from 5 a.m. until 7 a.m. Do not forget to join us every morning as we have a conversation that affects our lives every single day. To have a conversation that affects us every single day. Now, look at this news from Sahara Reporters, and you find out why Nigeria is a mess, why Nigeria is causing psychological problems for Nigerians. It says here, Nigerian government declares central bank staff orders wanted for forging ex-President Buhari's signature to steal $6.2 million. Now, this is what obtains from Nigeria. There is no Nigerians don't have jobs. Even those who have jobs, their jobs are not paying. And Nigerians are now forced into this because the government itself created crime as the only avenue to succeed. The only avenue to succeed. People who are criminals are those who are respected in Nigeria. The president is one. Their president is one. The vice president is another. I mean, these are things of public records that you can find. The vice president, Shetima, a terrorist was found in his house. He was harboring a terrorist. Somebody who bombed a church, a cathedral. One of the highest terrorists you can talk about in this world. He was found in his house as a governor, when he was a governor, and he was compensated with the position of vice president. So this is what obtains in Nigeria. This is what obtains in Nigeria. This is why Nigerians are having psychological issues. Now, I must say that Nigeria has severe psychological impact on Nigerians. That is for sure. Do not look at it in any other way. And this psychological impact, like we have mentioned, they lead to low self-esteem. They lead to mental health issues. They lead to lower life expectancy. But the truth of the matter is that individuals going through traumatic experiences can get better. Now, if you look at all the coping mechanisms that I mentioned, you find out that you can use any of them positively in order to impact a positive change in your life. As a Nigerian, you can use any of them positively. For instance, acceptance and adaptability. You can accept the fact that Nigeria is not working. Nigeria cannot work. That is how you accept the fact that Nigeria is unworkable. Nigeria cannot work. And then you adapt yourself to that fact. That simple fact that Nigeria is unworkable, you adapt yourself to it and stop looking for alternatives that are not workable. Now, number 2 is also the social support networks. You find social support networks like IPOB, like Radio Biafra, social support networks like this that supports, that challenges your mind, the psychological challenge that gives you a challenge, encouragement, that gives you support, positive impact, that you're able to move from the negative to the positive. That is for sure. Then the next one I said, religion. You can be able to come to a position of understanding that, hey, religion is actually a tool. I said yesterday that religion, there's no difference between religion and political parties. That is why politicians and religious leaders, they work well together. Religion was used as a way of making people politicians, of making sure that if you are a PDP member, you cannot vote for a whatever other party member. You will support. You don't even care how that person that your party brought out as their candidate appeared. You don't even care if somebody brought the person in, some bad person somewhere brought him in. You don't care. As long as this is your party member, you are there to support. That is what religion has done. It has blinded us to several things. And then self-care. When you understand these things, you can use these things positively. For instance, engaging in activities that brings joy and relaxation can be positive. For instance, you bring programs that you know have lasting impact. For instance, we have several programs in IPOB protest and all of that. This is a way of taking care of yourself. Caller, you are live on Radio Biafra. I hope you know you are live on Radio Biafra. Please introduce yourself and go ahead with your opinion.
Yeah, good morning. Udo Mazi Sochima, Mbalale. Ezigbote nwa Biafra. My name remains Mazi Obasi Ejike. I'm calling from Western land of Biafra. Our leader remains Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Amadike one of Biafra land. Ezechukwu Okuka Biama is our God. Biafra is our religion. On this hallowed platform is where we worship. Mazi, you are talking about the psychological that is disturbing Niger. See, what is disturbing us is what we live on and what we cherish. When you see a criminal buying a car, you did not think about where the person get the money, what is the work of that guy to make such money. You said you tap his blessing. You tap his blessing. You are tapping a blessing of criminals. That is why evil is going on in Nigeria. Nobody cares. Nigeria is a place where everybody is like evil things. Evil things. So look at so-called the leadership we have in the zoological. Starting from beginning, starting from day one till now. You created many things. Nigerians can live to read their textbook. They will go and start watching BB Niger. Nigerians can live where they can answer question and answer on television. They will go and be watching Z World, Telemundo. Nigeria can live where they can learn something that can make betterment of their life. They will go and following people swimming in the hotels, swimming pool there, going around naked, trying to copy something can destroy their life. Look at our land today. Everybody is wearing bone shorts. Everybody is men that want to show their lap. You see the problem we have. Nobody is talking about what is disturbing us. Everybody is moving away from reality. They are just copying something that can make them look like they are normal. That is what is killing the zoological. They don't think. They think you see somebody now, that is why somebody can come and tell you that the relationship is no more working, this and that. No, we cause it by ourselves. We follow things that is not our culture. We destroying ourselves by telling people that is faking ourselves. You see somebody, all right, you went to occasion. Because you went there, you see some able men carrying money. Money they know that even if you share it to your kinsmen, it means nothing. But they will be throwing it so that people will see that you have money. This is only in Igbo people in our land. That is only in the whole world. That is where I will see all those type of things. But in the average, no running water. Why do you want to destroy people's mind? That you have money, you have this, you have that, you can throw money. But in your own case, man, no running water, we still carrying water on our head. You are not ashamed to talk the reality, something that disturbing us, not to fake, to make sure that people are you see you gara. All those things that make Nigerian government, all these evil politicians can do whatever they like, nobody questioning them. In coming to religion, my brother, that is where we go down straight. Because you see somebody like Reverend Fathers, they went to school, stay in school 9 years, learning. Instead of coming out to show what they are in, what they think is to make sure telling you something with sweet your ear, sweet your mind, telling you during so time. Now this happening, but the way that is happening in our present, Mazi Nnamdi can come out and said the way we are going is not normal. We should retreat our step. We should ask questions in everything we see, not to Ngozi Gadere Ndafro. I ask you, my brother, if somebody telling me that you are a criminal, I did not know, I did not see, I believe that you are a criminal. That is what these people are teaching us. Somebody will tell you that God will fight your battle. That even if Fulani come and kill you, only God is supposed to fight that, but not you. You ask that person. Does it mean that Fulani was not created by the same God? How can you be telling people lies day and night, and you continue telling them lies? And you see somebody who come out, said no. And you know that the Nigerian government does not like good things. They like somebody who be destroying people so that you cannot touch their own side of it, so that they'll be progressing. Every day, Nigerian politicians are every weekend they are going to abroad, Western world, as the way we normally go to weekend holiday like that. But when they went there, they will see that the society they went to is normalized. Everybody is moving normal. Because our people now are like our comrade who answered Eke. My brother, if our people think, you know that Eke, you can never be a teacher, be marketer at the same time. You cannot be barrow pusher, be Okada man at the same time. You can never be a doctor and be nurse at the same time. All those things we're supposed to think, because when you enter the society, a barrow that telling your things will you Okada when early morning go drop all everything. We're supposed to love ourselves. Know that wherever you find yourself, continue doing the good things, not what these people are telling us. And everybody hoping, if all of us enter politics, who will rule each other? Like now, zoological, all their mind now is politics. Because that is where you can go. You make money overnight. You can steal. You have people now. Police is their guiding. Police. This is where I saw a criminal guided by police.
Yeah.
All these things that make us look like we are not human again. Everybody is now pushing. All the zoological, the average zoological want to travel abroad. Ask yourself and ask your pastors who are paying for you to get visa. Is it God from heaven that built that place they are running to? Let us open and ask questions so that we can retreat ourselves the way we think. We are going down. Great Biafrans, truly, we want to make a change. We want people to start asking questions, thinking about how we can rebuild our land, rebuild the good society we can be peaceful, moving like other human beings on earth. Great Biafrans, support USN, remove fear from your eyes. Remember, we are the people who can save ourselves. We are those that created by Ezechukwu Okuka Jam. Give us a true leader. Since after the war, Igbo people have no leader. until Mazi Nnamdi Kanu come out and say enough is enough. So we must do the will. We saw our leader set the stretch load so that we can follow and rebuild our land. So support our leadership, stay together with our leadership, contribute, show your own interest, show your own quota to liberate your people. May Elohim bless you for your good work. All the Biafrans stay together with us.
Thank you very much, Mazi. I appreciate your contribution. He mentioned certain things I didn't even mention, I didn't even think of. And that is why I love when you call in and you talk about, you present your own ideas, you present your own case, you understand, and make it constructive. That is what I love about this program, because we learn every single day. He talked about the fact that one of the psychological impact of the zoo Nigeria on people is that people stop asking questions. People stop asking questions. They hear a python swallowed money. They say, Niger. They just move on. No questions asked. That's just it. No questions asked. And he just touched on it. He also touched on what's this other thing he said that I wanted to touch on. He also touched on the fact that people now, the behavior, people do not want to care. People don't want to care. It's just like that. Let's just, whatever today, whatever tomorrow comes, let's just see. Yeah. And he also touched on people not doing any other thing to take care of themselves. Today you are being asked to support ESN, but yesterday people went and gave money to Rome. Yesterday they went and gave money to these criminal Yoruba pastors. They went and gave money to these criminal pastors who are talking nonsense. They went and gave money to some people who are telling them, buy Fanta and do one or two things and you will get money. That is, people are now not interested in finding solution to their problem. Rather, they go on social media and start behaving whichever way that they want. Whichever way they want. Somebody did call me on straight call and I was unable to answer that. If you are the person, you can call back in. You can call in and pick up. I have a caller on the line. Caller, you are live on the radio. Please go ahead. Introduce yourself and your opinion. There.
Maazị Mbanali nwanne m nwoke Chukwu okike abịa chikere ụwa niile onye ndị otere ebi ya goziere m gị gozie hardcore Biafrans, more importantly hardcore IP okike abịa ma our God, the honor of life and death be with us. This is our land and we will get it back. No, whatever it will cost, we are coming.
Unfortunately, the call wasn't disconnected. I have another caller on the line. Caller, you are live on the radio. You are live on Radio Biafra. Please introduce yourself and go ahead with your opinion. I hope the network is better.
Yes. Good evening, Mazi Sochima Banani. Yes, it's Jokoke calling from Atlanta, Georgia. Yes. And I thank God for everybody. At the same time, I thank God for the life of our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I don't have much to say about him because I do believe that he already know and understood the meaning of freedom fighting and struggle. So you already know. So he already made up his mind. The only thing now we owe him is to show him as our support. Yes, at the same time, based on this early morning topic, my brother, I don't know where to start. I don't know where to start. Our people have lost everything. And I'm beginning to think that all this lack of manners are being championed by our people, Igbo people, from what I'm seeing. No, whatever, any bad attitude, any foreign rejected manners, you will see it in on our people. You will see some of our little women talking about private part. They don't even hide it. In fact, I think the government just let them do whatever they like. They're even enjoying it. I don't know where to start. You see people having fun on potapoto, being comfortable in suffering, enjoying, playing up, I don't even, you see some of them performing some, I don't know, on potapoto, on dating, being happy. Our road, yes, we built some houses, but even our environment, you can't even tidy, consult our road to be walkable. Eh? I don't know how we are reasoning. And we're happy, comfortable. If you walk, one time I went to Nigeria, one evening, I was at Asaba. I just view all on the street. What I saw on the street was rubber chairs, different colors, with beer parlors. I said, what else can we go and have for just normal go out, like walk in the park, sit down in the park, have a quiet time? No, we don't transport. You see color, many types of associated color music everywhere. So how can these people think? Some noise. Yeah? How can because quiet, to be reasonable, to be creative, you need a quiet environment. How can somebody Robert beer parlor area from one point to another? Noise. Everything is disorganized. I don't know where to start. Sometimes if I wanted to call all this why, but I don't know where to start. Our people everything is disorganized. Yeah. Everything is disorganized. And that Nigeria need to be cleaned. Everything we need to start afresh.
Absolutely.
We have no template. We have nothing we are working on. We have no plan, no agenda. Countries have plans for in 50 years, and start working it gradually. But we have no plan, no national goal. So how can we? So where are we heading? To disaster. We have no plan. We can't bring out. So this is our budget in the next 10 years. This is where we are heading. Well, we are talking about people celebrating criminals. The people that really know are criminals.
They are criminals.
Eh? Look at that guy that died here in America. I'm sorry that I'm using him, but I have to use him. Yeah. The guy, you went to banking. You people, what are you people are doing with just to team up with the Hausa people? You people are selling dollars and setting up prices, and you see their village people praising them. So what do you expect the ordinary what do you expect just an ordinary a layman to do?
You know, Mazi, a conscientized person, that business alone would have built a lot of people in Igbo land. That's bank alone would have given so much loan to our people to start up businesses.
Microfinance, all these widows create a lot of opportunities for people. Huh? We are in this country during COVID. I came to this country briefly. I was shot in this country when I came here. I was shot. I'm still using wheelchair now.
Sorry.
But during that COVID, you know what happened? I don't even know what happened. They just sent me a check of $1,000.
Wow.
here. So in Nigeria, people are throwing bread to their city, they are hoarding foods. For people in food United Nations wanted to share people that are hiding it for people in Nigeria. Can you see the type of people you are associating with?
Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you.
But to be honest with you, I don't know where to start. I don't know. We need a template to start working with. We need something to work with. We can't just we need something.
It's crazy.
If IPOP need to come, we need to come up with a template where we are heading, agenda. Tell people what we want to achieve. What is our aim? Because this is our way of getting people. Tell people our aim. Where we are headed. Read it.
That is Biafra.
Yes, read it. Put it on your website.
It is.
Yeah, and when we are write it down. When we will achieve in so time, put it in paper, in black and white. This is what from here to here. This is what we want to achieve. From here to here, this social amenity we need to create our people. Write it down so people can go there and study it. Yeah. What our agenda are, our manifesto.
Okay. You have been here. Thank you very much, Mazi. I appreciate your contribution. Thank you.
Yes, I just called. This is my call. I just called to. This is my first time of calling. I've been writing comments, but I just let me just call and greet you because you are doing a great job. Huh?
I appreciate it.
That's why this I'm calling. I just called to greet you. That's all. But I'll keep in touch.
Please do.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you. Yes, where do you start from with Nigeria? Where do you start? The fact of the matter is that we cannot create a direction for Nigeria. We can only create a direction for ourselves, and that is why Biafra must come. And our direction is Biafra. We already created one for ourselves, and that is Biafra. And our template is there. The restoration of Biafra is the key. And for freedom fights, there is no time limit. You have to give your entire life to getting what you want. It's like when you are going to a place. If you haven't achieved, that means you can't just stop on the way. You have to keep going until you arrive. So when Biafra comes, Onyendu already talked about the template, already talked about how it will work. I mean, we already know how it will work. You understand? It is a place where even you will want to make it work. And if you do not want to make it work, the law will ensure that you get in line. But Biafra, but Nigeria, there is no way you can make something work for Nigeria because you are not in control of Nigeria. But when you listen to this gospel, then you can actually at least be able to make some changes in order to get you to where we are going when Biafra comes. I have a caller on the line, and caller, welcome to Radio Biafra. Please go ahead in 5 minutes, introduce yourself and your opinion. Ndeo.
Good morning to you, Mazi Sochima. Good morning. Greetings to you, my beloved brothers and sisters. Chukwu Kikabiama is our strength, and we must continue on the right side of the truth. My name is Hugo. I'm calling from the blessed land of Biafra. Mazi, you see, there's something I want to hit on this morning based on the discussion, what you just said. And according to the program that our brothers, the Riverine area, they had yesterday, they hit a point which I commend them. You see, many people doesn't value our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And I want to tell you, if you don't value Nnamdi Kanu and the kind of work Chukwu Kikabiama gave him to do for me and you, it means you are a very ungrateful human being. And in your generation, you will continue to suffer. For those of them that is ganging up or you're making a wrong move, either for you to continue to go against what Nnamdi Kanu is doing, let me tell you this. There is nothing in this life that you as a person can do to take another man's glory or to inherit somebody's gift. Your gift remains your gift. My gift remains mine. What you need to do is when you see me doing something good, you compliment me. You say, keep it on. Then you do your own. Envy, jealousy can never help you to inherit another person's talent. That is my message to you. Mazi, any good citizens of Biafra must support the leadership of IPOB, popularly known as DOS. The stand of DOS when it comes to what the zoo, the most evil country on earth. I call it a place where the devil is residing. Go and investigate by the activities of the life lossing every day, the life of innocent people being loose. They kill by numbers and nothing happens. Sickness doesn't have any place in the zoo any longer. Sickness is somewhere. Watching how fellow human beings are killing their fellow human beings. Yes, before we do say, this time around, the zoo doesn't allow sickness to kill any longer. They are the ones, they will go overnight and kill thousands of people, and they will call it massacre from a particular race of devil. So let me tell you this. If you don't support the leadership of IPOB, you are making a mistake. And let me give this explanation a bit for you. For all of you, that is, you have eyes, but you are blind. Do you know that it will be very difficult for you to bribe, let me say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 person? DOS is not one person. I think Mazi Sochima have come to this platform and say so many things that will help you if you are reasoning. If you have a reasoning, a thinking faculty. DO is not one person. Some of you think it is only Mazi Chike. Some of you think it is Mazi Sochima. They say that there are so many of them, they don't even know each other. So it will be very, very difficult for you to bribe such people. Yes. And at the same time, it is going to be very difficult for you to convince them, because this one will agree. The other one will not agree. According to what our brother Mazi Sochima, he said, some of them, they don't even know each other. So for you that is believing that Nahari the bribe, Nahari betray Nnamdi Kanu, I want you to think twice. Rather, it is going to be very easy for one person to be convinced and bribe. And the person that refused to do that is our leader, Nnamdi Kanu. The rest of the people that is claiming to be a leader, fear them, run away from them. I'm telling you this for you to know this, because the truth can never, ever in this life be covered. If you know the truth, you will say the truth, and that truth will set you free. But anyone that doesn't know the truth, that is how you'll be moving sheepishly. When you hear from this side, you accept it. When you hear from this side, sometimes you are confused. But I don't want you to be confused. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 person heading a particular thing, they have a very strong spirit. They continue to do that. It is not easy for you to come and mislead them. I'm telling you for you to know this. So I'm saying, this honest man that Chukwu Kikabiyama sent to us, we must continue to support whatever he asks us to do. Mazi, thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mazi. I appreciate your contribution this morning. Thank you very much. I mean, it is not even something that, I mean, every right person, every right thinking person is supposed to know this. It's supposed to know this. I mean, the point is, let me just touch on what he said in just some seconds. The point is, if you belong in an organization, you know why you went into that organization. You know why you are supporting that organization. The moment you feel like the organization is not the same thing or working the way you want it to work, what do? You either find exactly the evidence you have. If you are not giving any evidence, then do not ever start speaking and talking ill of people. And if you have an evidence and you do not want to call, then all you need to do is leave there. Don't go there to create chaos in some place that you did not create. It doesn't even make sense. It doesn't even make sense. And most people are talking out of emotions. But this is freedom fighting, and nothing will come cheap. I have the last caller on the line. Last caller, please go ahead. Introduce yourself and your opinion. Ndeo.
Maazị Mbanalo ọkwa nwanne m nwoke Okechukwu ịmata ihe anyị na-eme ihe mmụọ. Onye anyị na-akwara aja wu Chukwu okike abịama Chukwu. which ordained Biafrans as his children. And IPOP divinely ordained, special to set his people free. That's why we are peaceful. On this earth, no organization is like us. We are one family, one family. Because every other Biafrans that are not in IPOP, it doesn't mean you are not a Biafran. But shut up. Because you people have sold us. You have the governors, the AZs, the PG, everything, Mibo Congress in America. Why is this charge adapted given to our leader by the Most High who sent him? And Mazi Banal, let me tell you the truth. They say this Britain, not the fear. They think saying I don't get this word. That's why they have the impetus to give us English name. Okay, they must with English name. I said, go and check. I will see the Kanaka. LSOTP, certificate of slave. That is the leaders we have. Oruma, the Jonathan. Jonathan, are we win them? The Jonathan. That's why he's fighting. Nobody will slave him. Not even your religion. Not even your religion. And all the religious leaders here in Biafra land. I know the shit, Kaka. Can't touch our lad. They have to try. They have to take and daughter. But I am a young Biko. Church are not Mazi Banal, Deboy. Out a private jet. No, we began a land more. Oh, complete. Only in an alumni. I drive a car. I would have one. I would have been a like guy. You think I can allow you to prove your identity, destiny. Biafra, when they come a more. Also, cases more. Also, more. And my own case, I not even check President America before you get enter the Trump was the question I was here.
That's the 1 minute.
I get elders for my land. We get old like you. Don't test our resolve. We are Biafrans. We want to be free on this earth. Set our leader free now. Because America, you are demanding the heart of the Most High. That's why I give you that right. But if you dishonor it, America, you become church rat. And the dead is also Kaji, you think that. I used to regular, let the child. That's all my any blood shed no more. My woman do to me like cabinet in the threat. Then the Jonathan, I want you more. They are taking over communities. I don't see it. I don't see. Yeah, why they are used to do total from the depot. When they are not every certain can't take land the way people know inhabit. Oh, the Jonathan. Then I think it is a military. They say they want the arrogant. United Nations complete arrogant. Then the chicken. If they are disciplined, why are they turning discharge that are put into war? You saw that you know that their suit they are wearing are vampires. They think it is a military. They think it is a I see no gala. That's not some more in it. As I know in a America look there. On your banana, I know every party die. That's the Kanu. Nonsense. Biafrans.
Oh, hell, Biafra. Thank you very much, Mazi. I appreciate your contribution. And this is where we'll bring it to an end today. Thank you all very much for being part of this program today. It's always wonderful to be here. And remember that we'll continue this conversation. We'll continue our daily conversation tomorrow. But I want to leave you with this clip. I do not have enough time to conclude. So let me